Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different because I'm actually going to be doing an interview with fellow Bandcamp artist, or just one of my friends who's a Bandcamp artist, Violent Temptations. He's coming out with a brand new album soon, and we decided to put together a little interview to get his name out there and all that. So how you doing, man?
I'm alright. Hot day today, but you know.
Yeah, alright. So, got a few questions actually lined up here to sort of break the ice. So, first of all, what kind of music is that you make? Because, you know, that's something a lot of people would like to know before checking you out.
Well, this next album is going to be different from my existing catalog. The stuff that I have is more harsh noise inspired. Like the stuff that I put out right now is more harsh noise inspired. Little
Nice.
power electronics thrown in there.
Nice.
This next album will have elements of that, but also with shit taken from breakcore and shitcore.
Nice.
If you check out like Passenger Shit on YouTube or on Bandcamp, I think the name is Shitwink Records on there, but you can't find it if you search it in Bandcamp. You got to go through Google to find it because they're shadow banned on there. But a lot of his stuff is really good.
All right. So when did you start like making music and stuff? Like, what inspired? Better question is, what inspired you to start making music and all that?
What inspired me mainly is just one reason was boredom.
Yeah.
Another reason is that it's a good way to vent out frustrations.
No, yeah, that's mostly the reason why the noise movement in Japan was started, you know, due to the economic crisis and all that. They were like, you know what, we're going to take punk rock to the extreme. We're going to make noise.
No, in fact, let me see when I uploaded my first thing. My first EP.
Yeah, I'll link the...
February 3rd, last year.
I'll link the Bandcamp description thing in the description so y'all can go check them out.
Yeah, my first album, February 3rd, 2023. 3 tracks. It's not great, but it's decent for what it is.
That was the Voices of Hell, I think that's what it was called, or something along those lines.
The beginning.
Oh, right, that one.
That's what it was called. The last track was called Screams of the Damned, and to make that, I just took a squeaky chair and then stretched and sorted the fuck out of it.
Yeah. Violent Temptations, guys. He has a very creative way of making his noise. Actually, you wanna tell them how you made my personal favorite track of yours so far, Goat Scum, because I really like the story of how you made that one.
Well, at the time, when I was recording the vocal parts for that track, I was sick and vomiting, so I decided to use that to my advantage.
Yeah, and the best part is I can tell exactly the moment that you threw up, and it just made it a lot better. Is the new album gonna be along the lines of Goat Scum? Is Goat Scum sort of like a tease as to what the new album's
Goat
gonna
Scum is the lead single off of that album.
Oh, okay. So there you have it, guys. Go check out Goat Scum. That's the single for this album. So if you want to get a feel of what that's gonna be like. Do you have any? Oh, yeah. Go on. No, go on.
I also plan on doing a possible cassette release depending on how traction it gets. Probably no more than 50.
Nice. All right, guys, you heard it here. Limited edition of around 50 copies. That is insane. So, you know, I love limited edition stuff. So, you guys better pick up a copy as soon as it comes out because it's going to be going after that. Do you have any artists in particular that you really enjoy in the noise genre and experimental, industrial, harsh noise, all that?
I mean, obviously, Passenger Shit. what I mainly listen to in that genre. I like Lust Sick Puppy. She's really good if you check her shit out.
Yeah.
White House, obviously.
Oh,
they're
yeah.
great.
I've actually been listening to more White House recently. They're very good.
They're actually that was a Discord notification. Anyway, they're actually coming out with a new merch drop. You can check out I think it's Philip Best's Instagram. It's a hoodie and t-shirt.
Nice. All right, good to know that they're still making stuff. If they're not making an album, at least they're dropping merch. So what is your creative process when making a song or an EP or anything that you've made so far? What is the thought process behind making these? Because I know a lot of noise albums are sort of like a free form type of making an album. There's no real blueprint going into it, but how do you do it? How do you do your music?
Well, what I'd start with is I'll either start with creating a melody, some sort of melody. Doesn't have to be a good one, just has to be something that I can base the rest of the song off of, or I'll start with a sample.
Right, it's the skeleton.
I'll take like a breakcore sample, and I'll chop it up, speed it up, reverse some parts if I have to, and rearrange it in the way that I want to make it fit with the track. And then I'll usually, when it comes to the breakcore samples, I'll try to make the noise kind of match that percussiveness of it.
All right, so there's
like I'll have some staticky stabs every now and then, and stuff like that.
It's a lot of work going into it, then, huh? It's not just a walk in the park, then.
Yeah, like I don't have an issue with field recordings, but I feel like it's the easiest way to make noise music.
Yeah, the problem with me of field recording is that a lot of the artists that do go into it, they sort of have like this big beginning, like they sort of have the beginning planned out, but then they don't know how to go on with the rest of the joint, so they just do very like if you've I actually told you about this album a while back. If you guys have heard Runzelstern and Gurgelstock's Snail Dilemma, one of the worst noise albums I've ever heard. Actually, they really started off strong, but they didn't know how to end it, so it just came off as very lazy, very badly put together. If you heard that album I told you about.
Yeah, I took a listen to it, and it was like it started off decent, and then it
started off
on.
Really good, but it's just way too long. I made a video about it, and I said in the video they could have chopped it down to about 30 minutes, and it would have been fine. But they didn't know how to finish it, so it just sort of ended on a very sour note.
Yeah.
Do you have any hobbies outside of your music thing, or any interests, other form of interests?
I play bass. I have some grindcore demos recorded that I might upload at some point in the future, but I'm not sure. I might just do like a big compilation release of all my like demos and scrap shit. But I don't know.
I dig that.
I used to play in a metalcore band for a little bit.
Oh yeah, well, who were they?
It was just some friends that I had. They actually played the Machine Shop not too long ago, and they're getting pretty successful. But I stopped. I stopped playing with them just because they were taking it too seriously for my taste, and I felt like that I would just hold them back if I were to stay in the band.
You've got your own certain like way of working that I think works best when it's just you doing it,
Yeah, definitely. They're called Scorch the Earth. The lead, not the lead, the drummer his name is Draven Montpass. Check them out; they're really good.
All right, I will.
He's kind of the founder of the band and all that.
Did you ever experiment with instruments or music like when you were like in your youth as a kid? Like, did you ever play instruments in school, or did you ever have like some sort of, were you in a club where you played instruments or anything like that?
I was in band for a year.
Oh yeah.
And then I quit because I hated it. I did percussion.
I used to play the piano as a kid, and I hated it because of all the notes that you had to memorize. Then I started playing the recorder, or the flute, as to generalize the statement. I used to play the flute, but you know, with playing the piano and the flute, there comes a lot of memorization of notes and percussion and all that. And you know, I'm not very good at keeping notes and stuff in my head, keeping all the rhythms and all that. It's quite difficult. I couldn't see myself playing in a big band because I'd probably just, you know, fuck it up. But you know, it'd be like that.
Yeah. I like when it comes to memorizing notes and stuff, I don't really bother with that because like tablature exists, and like I can read sheet music. I just rather read tabs. I'd rather write tabs. I'd rather, you know, it's
Right.
just, it's simpler, it's easier, it's faster.
So, is there anything that you don't like about being a musical artist, or all that? Anything that sort of you dread having to do when being a music artist, or something like that?
Creative burnout.
Yeah, I think that can. Yeah.
Like if I have an idea for a song, I'll get it like halfway done, and then I have no idea what to do with the rest of it.
I think that's why a lot of noise
sometimes-
artists generally like to make short songs in an album, because you know it takes less effort to make a, like if you've heard Masana's Ejaculation Generator, there's about 30 songs in there that are about 30 seconds to a minute each, and I think that makes it easier for you to stretch it to like make various songs for that album if they're just about 30 seconds to a minute long.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, when you make songs that short, you can kind of tend to follow a similar structure for each of them, which helps you make them faster as well.
Yeah. Do you have any goals that you want to achieve later on in about maybe 5 or 10 years? You see yourself making any like hallmark achievements or anything like that?
Hopefully, I do want to host a rave one day. That seemed like it'd be pretty fun.
Yeah,
Rent out like a warehouse or something.
Yeah, you have interest in performing live, doing live performances and stuff like that?
Yeah, and hopefully that will happen sooner than later, because there are a lot of venues in Michigan, the state that I'm based, where that they'll host a lot of indie artists, like smaller artists and stuff.
Yeah. So, do you have any strengths that you believe make you a great musician? Any qualities, any strengths to say?
I don't there are some artists that tend to not really sample certain things, like for whatever reason, like whether it be like, oh, that one wouldn't fit with this thing, or like this is just the wrong vibe. But I feel like I'm pretty good at making samples work in any way that I want them to, like when I have to. Like obviously there are some that just don't work, but most of the time if I find one, I'm able to get it to work pretty well with the song idea.
Right. Yeah, no, that's real. How would you say? Would you say you're good with crowds, or you know, would you ever get anxious finally being up on stage there, or being in a large crowd? You know, raves are huge. Raves are huge. So would you ever see yourself getting like stage fright or getting nervous up there, or how would you deal with that?
When it comes to raves, there's not a lot of audience interaction when you're performing, and I feel like that would make it a lot easier to do. But I mean, even if there was, I don't really get stage fright that much. Like, I don't like talking to people, but when it comes to doing things in front of people, I'm fine with.
No, yeah, and especially, noise artists. If you've seen 80s or 90s tapes of like bands like Hanatarash and all that, the Ghetto Giddy Gay Gay, there's a lot of there is sometimes interaction with the audience. You've gotta really get in their face to set a tone for the rest of the show. And speaking of bands like Hanatarash or the Ghetto Giddy Gay Gay, would you ever see yourself making your live shows as dangerous or as wild as they did? Because they're pretty much known for that.
I'd definitely like to try.
What would you see yourself doing at these shows to sort of make it an experience?
Definitely incorporate lighting. Obviously, I'll maybe sync up some lighting to the music.
Right.
Some form of audience participation, although I'm not entirely sure what.
Yeah, a lot of these noise bands, they like to perform in dark venues. They sort of like to perform in like very dark and dimly lit venues to sort of set a sort of mood that I can't really describe, but it's certainly there.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Speaking of singles, I am actually uploading my next one right now.
All right. So you hear that, folks? You should go check it out. I'll link the Bandcamp in the description. What is this single going to be called?
It's called Charlie. I think I sent that to you a while ago.
Oh, did you?
I might have. I might not have. I think I did though.
I might have gotten it lost within the files, but I'll check it out once you've uploaded it.
All right. Yeah, I just need to crop this cover art, and it's good to go.
All right. Now, what would you do? Say if your audience looked a bit tired or bored during your performance, because you sometimes there's very tough crowds out there. How would you like grab their attention or get them pumped if they seem bored?
That is definitely something that I need to figure out because I'm not entirely sure how I'd go about doing that.
Yeah, because there's very much those moments where you see that the crowd is beginning to sort of glaze over, and I feel like that can very much hurt your enthusiasm of performing. So I was wondering how you would deal with something like that, or how you would perk them up or something.
So I can say that one more time. You cut out. I couldn't hear you on my end.
Oh shit. So what I said was because there's a lot of moments where the audience can seem to glaze over and not pay much attention to you and your performance, and that I'm feeling that could really hurt your enthusiasm of performing. So I was wondering how you would deal with something like that and how you would reanimate your audience again if they seem to be losing interest.
My audience is losing interest. I honestly don't really have a plan for that at this time.
Right.
I guess we'll just see what happens when it happens.
Right.
All right. And just a quick heads up to anybody that happens to enjoy a nice little bit of that old green good shit. I am awful at going off the top of my head.
It's alright. This is organic. This is organic.
Check out top_vendor on Discord. Trust me.
Yeah, that's top_vendor on Discord.
No caps.
All right. What are they?
Built like that. What's up?
What are they exactly?
He is someone that delivers wonderful things to all over the U.S.
The Wonderful Green.
Yes, wonderful green all over the U.S.
So you know,
he's also got a Discord server as well. If you can message me on Bandcamp, I will definitely send you a link to that. Anybody that's watching this, if you're interested in that kind of thing, and if not, then that's fine. You know.
Yeah. So you know, if you guys are looking for a fix, Violent Temptations got you covered. Apparently.
U.S. only.
So
Is this a sponsorship that needs to be disclosed? It's not, because it's not a legally binding sponsorship.
It's just friendly shout out.
Yep. Anyway. Any other questions you have?
No, I think I've gone through my entire list. Pretty much know everything I need to know, and I'm pretty sure the audience, I'll refresh their memory, needs to look out for Violent Temptations on Bandcamp for their new album dropping soon. And the new single that Violent Temptations has just put out. Go check that out. Again, I'll link in the description and all that.
Yep.
Is there anything else you want to say?
All I have. Nope. I think that's about it.
All right. Well.
Other than buy my music if you feel like it, so I can purchase a better equipment.
Yeah, help him buy a noise box because he really needs that.
I do. I have been looking into getting one. They have these ones that have chains attached. Think about getting one of those because they sound really cool.
And the spring ones as well. The ones with the springs sound very good as well.
I've seen ones with door stoppers.
They're getting more elaborate now. Sort of reminds me.
If you look on Etsy, there's a lot of really good ones on there.
I have seen some. Sort of reminds me of if you ever heard of the Noisemaker from the Ghetto Giddy Gay Gay Gay. If you've ever seen that thing.
Yeah.
I've always been.
You can get some pretty good prices on them on there, and they range from like $35, and like they can go up in price from there.
I know. I've actually been there, and I've seen them. They got like some crazy good prices for noise boxes. All right. Well, I guess that wraps up this interview. First ever interview ever done by me, and I guess that's it, right?
I believe so.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching. We gotta go check out Violent Temptations on Bandcamp. New album coming soon. We are in partnership in some sort of way. I'll be sponsoring and all that, but you know, go check them out on Violent Temptations on Bandcamp. And that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching and sticking around, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.